Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Inshallah, you guys are all doing well. Inshallah, you guys are staying safe during this coronavirus. There is surprisingly only new 750 cases, but the death toll is still continuing to rise. There's still about 140 new deaths. Alhamdulillah, my brothers and sisters, the amount of cases discovered is currently going down. Inshallah, it stays like that. There's only 750 new cases from yesterday to today. So my brothers and sisters, so we're not in quarantine for longer than we should be. Please, like we've been saying, don't go out unless it is absolutely necessary. Like you got to go to the supermarket, you need food or something. Or it's just absolutely necessary. That should be the only way you are going. Because like we've been saying, we don't want the amount of cases to start to build up. Yesterday we spoke about the holy life of Nabi Muhammad. We went through his life very quickly, and I said that we will speak more about it, especially his early life today. Prophet Muhammad was born on the 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal in 570 AD. His name was Abdullah, and his mother's name was Amina bint Wahab. Like we know, his father died before his birth, and his mother died at the age of 6. They say that at the age of 6, his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, took him in and raised him. And at the age of 8, his grandfather died, and his uncle Abu Talib took him in and began to raise him. He began to raise him, of course, until Nabi Muhammad was old enough to raise himself. So you guys know in Islam that's usually till about 21. Generally it's around the age of 21. So around the age of 21, that is when Nabi Muhammad started raising himself. According to As-Sahih al-Nabi al-A'zam, the Sahih of Nabi Muhammad, some state he had 12 wives, some state he had 13 wives. Of course, Nabi Muhammad didn't have those 12 wives married at the same time. According to most maraja, according to most hadith, you can only marry 4 at one time. So of course he didn't have all 12 married at one time. They're talking about in his whole life he married 12 or 13 women. They also say he had 7 children and 7 miscarriages. Yesterday we talked about Sayyidah Fatima. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر. They gave Fatima to Nabi Muhammad. They say that Sayyidah Khadija had so much miscarriages that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Sayyidah Fatima, and it was a blessing from heaven. As we know, Sayyidah Fatima grew up to be Sayyidah Nisa al-Alameen. So of course she was special. That's why Surah Al-Kawthar was made for Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam. She is the Kawthar. Like we said yesterday, Rasulullah through his entire life, even when he was a child, he used to help his grandfather. He used to help Abu Talib a lot in work and stuff like that. And at the age of 25, Rasulullah went to Syria. He went to Syria as a job. You guys know, like we said, he worked with Abu Talib. So they went to Syria, and that is when he met Sayyidah Khadija alayhi salam. Sayyidah Khadija, they say she was extremely rich. She was like a businesswoman. She used to sell stuff and stuff like that. She was extremely rich. At that time, people were asking for the hand of Sayyidah Khadija. Sayyidah Khadija denied continuously. She kept denying. Then Rasulullah came. Rasulullah went back, and Sayyidah Khadija sent somebody with him. And usually the people that go with that one person that went with Rasulullah, they're usually so brutal to him. They used to hit him, they used to call him bad names and stuff like that. When they returned, Sayyidah Khadija asked that man, how was he? Was he mean? Did he hit you? Did he do anything? He said, no, he is one of the nicest people, if not the nicest person that I've ever went with. He never yelled at me, he never hit me, he never called me any bad names. So when Sayyidah Khadija saw this, she knew he was special. A man at that time, he was getting a lot of praise. He was getting called trustworthy. People used to keep, let's say, $100 with him. They say, Ya Rasulullah, I'm gonna come next month, I'm gonna come next year, and I want to get this $100 from you. They'd come and it'd be in the same exact spot that they left it. Nobody would touch it. This is how trustworthy the Holy Prophet was, even before prophethood, my brothers and sisters. Even before the age of 40. Some say, oh, Rasulullah Muhammad sinned before prophethood. No, my brothers and sisters, he did not sin. I explained it yesterday. If As-Sadiq al-Amin sinned, that would mean it give us the right to sin as well. Of course, we all sin. We're all humans. We're not infallible. We're not a part of the 14 Ma'sumin. We sin. But for example, let's say the Holy Prophet sinned, sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he, according to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's infallible. He does not sin. It would mean Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a mistake. It would mean Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a mistake. And we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not make any mistake. And plus, if Rasulullah sinned, that would give us the right to sin. One asks you, why did you sin? You tell him, my Holy Prophet sinned. The seal of the prophets, Muhammad, also sinned. Why can't I sin? It would now give you the right to sin. Rasulullah set an example for everybody to follow. Everybody to follow. Whatever color you are, whatever race, if you join Islam, this is the example you should follow. Don't sin, don't lie, don't do any bad acts. So yes, my brothers and sisters, Rasulullah never sinned. The 14 Ma'sumin, not any of them sinned. None of them sinned. So if anybody comes and tries telling you, oh yeah, well, Rasulullah Muhammad sinned, Imam Ali alayhi salam sinned, Sayyidin Shabab Ahl Jannah sinned. No, my brothers and sisters, none of them have sinned. They are an example of God, of what infallible should be. They are appointed by God. They are sent by God. So if one of them sinned, that gives us the right to sin. So no, my brothers and sisters, if anybody tells you one of them sinned, say no, that is not possible that they can sin. Inshallah, my brothers and sisters, tomorrow we will speak about the prophethood of the seal of the prophets. Like I said, my brothers and sisters, Rasulullah lived a very, very hard life. At the age of 6, both his father and his mother were dead. At the age of 8, his father, his mother, and his grandfather were dead. And through all of that, he still pushed through. Usually, once your father and your mother and your grandfather die at such a young age, you go into a state of depression where it's so hard to dig yourself up. The seal of the prophets did not go into that state of depression. He did not go into anything. He just continued moving on with his life. Of course, we're not trying to make Rasulullah Muhammad look cruel, but he didn't want to be distracted, my brothers and sisters. This should be set as an example. Of course, if your parents die, you should grieve, but not to the point where you're flipping your life upside down and you're not doing what they would want you to do. Rasulullah Muhammad knew that his parents wanted him to be successful. His parents wanted him to be a good person. So he didn't put his whole life on hold and start grieving and go into a state of depression for 10 years. So my brothers and sisters, let's use this as an example. And inshallah tomorrow, like I said, we'll speak about the prophethood. Rasulullah at the age of about 13, 14, that is when he really started working with Abu Talib a lot. They say that they used to walk through deserts. And you guys know, if a kid is walking through a desert, because Rasulullah at the age of 14, he's a teenager now. Even today, if you take a kid through a desert, they're not going to be very happy. Rasulullah never said anything, never whined, never did anything. So my brothers and sisters, like we've been saying, inshallah, tomorrow we will speak about the prophethood of Rasulullah Muhammad. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. My brothers and sisters, please stay safe during this coronavirus. Wash your hands as often as you possibly can. And like we've been saying, isolate yourself. Don't get close to anybody. If somebody does not live in your house, try your best not to shake their hand, because you don't know maybe when they are coming to your house if they touched anything. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.